and stuff like that will tolerate eating, and then I've got a little bit of forage in the summertime for these guys, because if you don't eat tree pieces, it gets so arid over here that you have cactus, you have some really tough weeds, and then you have trees. And the goats don't mind; they will kill trees and eat them all day, especially this goat, because she's the tallest, so she can cut those trees. And if you kind of look around here, the trees all have that nicely trimmed up to a certain height look to them, and that is because of my goats. Isn't that right, Snickers? Yeah. Mostly Meep, because she's able to get the best chunks, but there's so much land down here. I could probably have 10 times as many goats and still never feed them. But yeah, it's kind of nice. I have started watering up here again. I actually had that turned off because we got so much precipitation. And yeah, you can kind of see where we're getting some grain down here, out and away from the rocks a little bit. Everything down here is going downhill slowly. So the big rocks usually stay, and then as you go down farther and farther down the hill, you see the rocks become smaller and smaller, and then actually, for starting about right here, and then it kind of goes off in this triangle shape, where at the bottom it's almost the entire property, and that's like a little forest that I have that has a seasonal stream. But you can really get a good idea of how the goats really form the trees into these manicured shapes where you can always see the bottom. And we do have some vegetation that can grow down here, provided there's at least some water getting on the ground. But I think I'm going to give up hope in attempting to remove rocks. I thought maybe a tractor and a couple of thousand yards of dirt, but I don't think I want to try to maintain that level of a retaining wall. It would probably be so big and so expensive I would need to hire an actual engineer. So I don't think that's going to happen. Ooh, look at that. This is what a golf ball looks like after hanging out in the conditions that we have out here for a year or two. Yep. It's basically a rock now. Yeah. Here's the gate, or fence. So, kind of a mountain fence design. We welded a bunch of stuff together. It's pretty tall. And it's not driven into the ground because there is no ground. It's just bedrock. And I didn't have cement at the time. Though I might throw some on a section that has a foot somewhere on here, just so that the fence doesn't get any bright ideas about going somewhere without my assistance. Well, what do you think, Lieben? Looks like you're on the other side of the fence. Yeah. My goodness. And that's the sound of all the chickens trying to leave the fenced-in area. It's getting to be about the time for them to go to bed, so they're flapping up into the trees and failing. Yep. What are you goofy chickens doing? Rusty, I thought you were a stronger flyer than that. You're the, only chicken that's standard size instead of jumbo. Yep, okay, this one's thinking about it. Come on, you chubby barred rock, go. Yep, and that's the limit of the ability to fly that a barred rock out here has. They're well fed and kind of have a lot of body mass to try to get up. Who's going to do it next? So it's pretty rough on them. They're not very strong flyers. Kalira, are you looking at me with a goofy face? Yes, you're a good puppy. Come on, Barred Rocks, let's see something. Come on. I can see 4 of you, and I think at least 4 are in the fence. once they get on that side, that tree kind of leans like this. Oops. Kind of leans like this, but towards me, and so they can climb up pretty easily. Come on, chickens, you can do it. It looks like we only have 3 barred rocks on this side of the fence now. The other one made it over. They're extremely friendly chickens, so... Oh, there we go. We got it. And of course, Hennis wants to chime in or encourage. I'm not sure. And judging by where that sound's coming from, the Ghost in the Darkness have got into their tree, which is actually right, like it's pretty close to the chicken coop that I'm building. So moving them over will probably not be very stressful on them. Now Muscovies, on the other hand, do not care whatsoever that they're in here, apparently. And it looks like it's all girls. Ooh, is that Rusty? Good job, Rusty. We should explain a lot because they're the friendlier ones usually. The boys will let you get closer, but they'll bite you. So it's not very friendly. Looks like they're really enjoying the weeds, though. You guys getting some weed eating done? That's one of the reasons I got you guys. They don't seem to be as hard on grass as they are on weeds, which is, you know, of course, great. I don't actually care, because I'm probably going to pick up that mower here shortly. We will see. Such goofy little animals, aren't you? Well, that's probably pretty good. Oh, there's my light. So I have several lights I'd like to point out here. When we first moved here,